welcome back, and this is one of the first videos I made in a little while. So, today I went to a draft at my card shop, and won second place, won 5 packs, didn't really pull a lot out of them, but out of the draft I did get a foil Sacred Foundry, which I traded for a couple of stuff I needed for my Esper deck, and I should be, sorry about that, posting a video of the Esper control deck coming up here. There have been a lot of changes made to it since the new set coming out, and seeing how it ran against some of the newer decks. But here I have the deck of the deck I ran at the draft, and it was a Gatecrash draft. As I said, I won second place, went 3-0-1, and I ran Gruul, pretty much an aggro-based deck, and starting with the land-based, as you can probably see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 forests. Only one Guildgate. As I said, it was a foil Sacred Foundry, not a foil Stomping Ground, which would have been nice. Or a foil Watery Grave, or Sacred Godless Shrine. I keep saying Sacred Foundry. Next we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mountains. So that makes the land base. We ran 17 lands. No, you ran 16 lands, not 17. Did we? 9, 10. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 lands, I'm sorry. Yeah, 16 lands. Having all sorts of problems. And now moving on to the other deck, the creatures. Let's start with 2 drops. We had 1 Bomber Core. This guy with the battalion is pretty good and limited. Had someone played against, but the last round we just drew, but if we had played, he was running these in a Boros deck. Another 2-drop would be Skinbraid Goblin. Interesting card. Pretty decent and limited, especially since there's only one, because the Burning Tree Emissary I ran, this is only one of it, but because that just hits the field and you get to play pretty much any other 2-drop turn 2, you can put yourself quite a bit ahead of your opponent. The other 2-drop creature was Disciple of Old Ways. Unfortunately, there was someone else who was going Naya colors sitting next to me, so he took the other 2. There were 2 more that I could have gotten. And I guess I took his, so yeah. 3 drops would have 1 Slaughterhorn. Let's go with, I wish I had gotten more of this guy, Hellraiser Goblin. Really, really nice. When he hits the field, he gets haste too, and all the other creatures. We have 2 Mormid Infantry. Very nice limited card, because of its battalion, making it bigger. And since most of my creatures have low mana cost, it's OP. This card received a lot of hate from players. They just said it was terrible, but this card won me most of my games just because it was a 3-drop 3/4 that could swing and block, because you would have a lot of times Emissary, one thing else. This would be your turn 3-drop. And yeah, you got a 3/4, 2/2, and a 2/2, turn 3. And they're at 16. So that's pretty much one way. 4 drops, so Scourge Walker, solid even just for its 3 Blood Rush. That was a nice card, didn't really see that much. And the last 2 creature cards were just OP, because when it hit the board, it was pretty much win for me. Unless, because they wouldn't have anything, or else they'd have this and 4 of the creatures and just swing in. Ruination Worm. Very easy for me to get out turn. Didn't really have mana problems with it, primarily because I had 2 Verdant Havens, which the guy sitting next to me playing Naya was running those 2. So I stole his, he stole mine, whatever you want to say. That would accelerate me into being able to play that quicker than normal. Let's see. We had, unfortunately, only 1 Active Treason. Very, very good card. Won me a game, steal its creature, and go ahead and just swing in with the worm. and it forced him to block it with his Boros Charm, which pretty much ruined his mana, and it was just an easy win from there. Not really an easy win, but just pretty much a win from that. One Ground Assault, interesting card. One game by killing his one creature and then just swinging for lethal. We also have a Pit Fight, which was also another one to get rid of creatures, so there's some of the removal aspects was Act of Treason and Ground Assault / Pit Fight. Massive Raid was a burn card for me. So I had 4 creatures and could win games with it. Did win a couple of games with it. They'd be at 7, they block, thinking they're going to 3, and you killed it. You hit them for 3 and they'd lose. And the last card I didn't show you here was the Clan Defiance. Didn't really see it a lot, as much as I would like to, but when I did see it, it was very nice. And as I said, I'd tell you who I played. I played someone who's just beginning to learn the drafting process, so kind of didn't run a lot of creatures. But anyways, I hit a Disciple of Old Ways into an Ember Beast into turn 4 into a Verdant Haven, allowing me to play a Bomber Core. I think that was what I played. Turn 5, I did drop the Ruination Worm, and by that time, it was pretty much over. The next game I played, I won that one 2-0. The next round was against the Naya deck that was sitting next to me in the table I was at. There were only 10 people there. Against the Naya deck, who were arguing between who stole whose Disciple and Verdant Havens. This card, no one took him. Again, was a big factor in that game, playing Disciple of Old Ways, Warman Infantry, out. Ember Beast, did get another Ruination Worm there in that game because of Verdant Haven, slowing him down and accelerating me. And this Act of Treason, I did see this Act of Treason, which I still was 1 creature with and swung, which, as I said, he had forced him to block this to stay alive. And that is what won me that game. And the game 2, Massive Raid won me that game. The next round, the other guy didn't really draw much. Was running Esper colors and was missing land drops and stuff. So, and I pretty much had a Murderous Hands. So that one was a stomp, and then I just drew with the last guy who was playing Boros. So that's pretty much the results for that. Hopefully, each week they have their drafts that I should be going to the ones they have each week. You should see the results. So I'd like to thank you for watching it. Check my channel and subscribe for more videos, and look forward to Esper coming up and maybe a green-red beatdown deck. So look for those.